Hey guys, Josh at Bane Tech, and I wanted to give you guys the update video for the Scratch Wireless Weekend Challenge and how it's going, some of those features or any kind of discoveries I've made so far, and how the phone has treated me so far. So I'm going to talk about the service real quick. I used it as my primary device Saturday. Today is Sunday. All day Saturday, I was around Wi-Fi pretty much all day long because I was at the house all day, except for at night. I went out one time to return some Redbox movies. And I wanted to test out one of the features that I thought that was pretty cool that Scratch Wireless still offers is that you are able to make text messages even without a Wi-Fi connection. So I wanted to do that, but unfortunately, I don't really have Sprint service where I live, so I wasn't able to test it out. The text message did not go through. So when I go back into the main town, I live on the outskirts of a town, I'll be able to test that out more, and I'll definitely update you guys how that works. But when you do have signal, that's just a really cool feature that you don't have to have like a plan in order to use text messaging, especially if the purpose of this is that you're going to be around Wi-Fi all the time, in between kind of thing, you can still send a text message. So I'm looking forward to testing that out whenever I do get that signal. But as far as the performance goes, I made a few phone calls. The people on the other end said that the call was fine. They could hear me good. I could hear them good. So I was pleased with that. I like to have call quality. I don't like a muffled sound, or I just like that crisp, clear sound. When you get used to something like an S4 or a Note 3, the sound is just perfect with phone calls. It's probably the best phone call clarity I've ever used on a phone. So I was very pleased to, I want to say it's as clear, but it's clear. No issues there whatsoever. But then when I was connected to Wi-Fi, sending text messages is fine. The one flaw that I discovered, though, that I hope is coming really soon, and the website over at Scratch Wireless says that they are working on it, is that there's not MMS support yet. So I was kind of disappointed about that. So you have to use some other kind of third-party messaging service or app like Hangouts or Kik or something like that in order to send a picture message. It's not a deal breaker because honestly, like I was talking to my friend Buddy, YouTuber guy Josh McAllister, what would Josh do? Talking to him, and he was like, I haven't really sent a picture message too much lately, and I had to agree. Like, between me and my wife, we're probably the only ones that send picture messages to each other, and we actually use Dropbox, the automatic Dropbox. She logs into my account, so we all have access to all our pictures. So, and if anything, like we'll post to Facebook or Twitter, or Instagram, and tag each other in it if it's something to do with each other or if we want the other person to see it. So we actually don't send too many MMS messages. Now, group messages, that's a little bit different. I would say that I send more group messages than I do a picture message. So I do want MMS support soon for this, but I'll have to settle with Hangouts or something like that in the meantime. But as far as like just using the phone and the service, I mean, for what they offer, it's perfect. It's fine. Had no issues with it whatsoever. As far as the phone goes, I got the case on it. I was glad I got the case. The screen protector that came with did not work. They're sending me a new one, fortunately, so that's really cool of them. I want to say, like, I try to get used to this keyboard again. It's just one of those things. I got used to the on-screen, the touchscreen keyboards. And SwiftKey, I downloaded that on here, and it works perfectly. It's obviously a smaller screen than what I'm used to with the Note 3, but I'm still able to text pretty good or type out messages or whatever I needed to do, and it's worked out pretty good. So I've actually used the touchscreen more than I had the physical keyboard. The physical keyboard, I would have to say that it's gonna take some getting used to get back to doing something like that. I was discovering I was like fat fingering things and not typing correctly. Because like with SwiftKey, you can make mistakes and it kind of corrects it for you. With the physical keyboard, it's not like that. You can still use SwiftKey, it still tries to guess your words and stuff like that, but it doesn't work the same way. But I took some pictures, did some stuff like that, did some Instagram things or whatnot. Kind of made this as like a business line. Recently, I have become in charge of the social media kind of stuff in my church, and so I was kind of using this phone to do a lot of that with that, managing it, the Facebook page, things like that. So I think it's a great option for a business line or just a home line, a secondary line, or something like that, for my purposes at least. So far, so good, guys. I think Scratch Wireless is definitely ahead of the game. They're ahead of the curve with what I think is coming pretty soon, which is more Wi-Fi kind of connectivity. I really do think, and I'll say this again, that it's going to be the Achilles heel of these bigger companies like Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile. I think that they'll probably move ahead further than like Verizon and all them before any of that happens, but that's for another video, another time. But I wanted to give you an update about my experience so far. I still have the rest of today with this phone. I will admit that I kind of cheated a little bit on this challenge. We had the 5th year anniversary for my church today, so I took my Note 3 to take pictures and things like that. So for those few hours, I had the Note 3, and this has been sitting on the charge all day. So the battery life, I can't really do too much today, but I will say that the battery life was pretty decent yesterday. I think I got 10 hours out of it. I'll post a screenshot. I took screenshots of the battery life, the screen time, and all that kind of stuff. And I'll have to post that later. I'm going to do a kind of wrap up kind of review about Scratch Wireless. This is just a challenge for the weekend, so I can help put together a good, informative review about the Scratch Wireless service. Like I said, it's not so much about the phone. This is a good phone. It's a decent phone option, but it's more about the service that it's on. So that's going to about wrap it up for this update video for the weekend challenge. Be looking out tomorrow as I do another update and kind of tell you more about what I've discovered about using this over the weekend for a weekend challenge. And then be looking out probably later on in the week for a full review about Scratch Wireless and what they offer. Thanks guys for watching. If you thought that this video was helpful to you, or if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you can see more videos like this.